Hello, so today we're going to take a look at the playing style of Eric Clapton. And whilst there may be a few specialist Clapton players out there, tribute acts and the like, most people, maybe they're starting out learning the tunes for the first time, perhaps intermediate players doing open mic nights, or even regular giggers that play some Clapton songs in their repertoire. The first question that comes to mind is, what do I need? What kit do I need? A cursory look on the internet would say, what pedals do I need to buy to sound like Jimi Hendrix? What effects do I need to sound like Mark Knopfler? And truth be told, most of the sound, most of the so-called tone that we all search for is really, as much as anything, to do with how we play. It's that style, it's the passages that we play, the hammer-ons, the slides, the pull-offs. It's the way we attack the guitar. So what I've done today is looked at 10 Clapton licks and said, okay, how can we boil this down? We'll use a few effects to help embellish them. So these are all readily available. Now if you're a beginner, some of these effects may be built in, modelling amps and things, and also the pedals are readily available. They're not specialist ones, so they're available at all price points and budgets depending on your experience and inclination. So without further ado, let's take a quick look at that now and we'll get right into it. So, for badge, you want position 4, so that's the middle and bridge position. Obviously we're using a pick for all of the Clapton songs today. Then it's a fairly clean sound. You might just want to dial a little bit of drive in, but just a taste really. So the thing with it is to get into the groove now. So it's like 1, 2, 3 and 4. Yeah, and also the thing to take away from this one is don't let all the strings ring, so it's not, yeah, it's too much. So you want to palm mute it by resting your palm more or less over the bridge pickup, and you've got that, instead of going, it's, so you want to dig into the bass strings, yeah? So by using effective use of the pick on the downstroke, palm muting to control the strings, and making sure that you accentuate the bass half of the chord, that would be a good way to start that one. And with regards to the picking part in the bridge, that's again, nothing else is touched on the guitar. We've just put a chorus pedal on now, and we've got that picking. So again, we're picking around the D. Remember to keep it open, that E string. We just relax with this. Hammer-ons. So focus on the bass notes and just let the rest of the higher notes just ring out underneath. So use the light and the shade, and that will really help with that song. So now for Old Love, and if ever there were a song that really accentuates the playing feel, this would be the one. You could literally do, for example, so you've got a bit of control here now. We're putting this on the neck pickup. And you might want to put a tiny bit of drive on that, so then we end up with. So by doing the neck pickup now, we've got that more authentic sound. We've just dialed in a tiny little bit of drive, so we can really start to accentuate the fact that Clapton uses a pick, and as gentle as you can be, you can also really dig in and really start to just push it, just drive the front end of the amp. Yeah, and there's the clean sound. So that's the tip for Old Love. Neck pickup, a little bit of drive, and just use the pick strength to dig in and attack and bite into the neck with your left hand as well. So Holy Mother's quite an interesting one really. There are probably three key components to getting the sound for this, and arguably, probably at least two of them aren't necessarily what we would consider to be Clapton-esque traits. Namely, the first one is the key. It's in the key of B, but it's on a capo. So not very often the EC uses a capo, especially on the 4th fret, and that's what gives it the whole kind of sound like so. Also, of course, then you'll see me just put the compressor on, and we're on position 4, nice and clean sound, and with the chorus we get. Okay, so the capo isn't terribly Clapton-esque necessarily. The chorus pedal, yes, it's of its period, but it's not something that he would necessarily be associated with as part of his core sound. And the other thing is just that relaxed open picking. Again, he's more, generally speaking, people associate him more as a blues player and as a lead player, not as a gentle picking kind of player. So if we just look again using the pick here, so very simple in many respects. There isn't anything too clever here. It's more about having the capo on, particularly at the 4th fret for authenticity, having the chorus pedal nice and rich and deep, and gentle clean picking for this one. You know, there's no room for misplaced notes or muted, unintentionally muted notes. This one really is discipline, because you'll get some of the notes you'll notice ring out between the chords, so you want to make sure that the picking style is clean for that. And so for Holy Mother, that's it really. It's the capo, the chorus, and the clean picking of the notes. cane, it's very similar setup to Layla really. It's sort of a clean sound. We're on position 4 again, which is the bridge and middle. We could use a clean sound. But we cannot add a little bit of gain if we want to. And again with this one, it's about getting that groove. 3, 4. And again, the mutes, the common theme here is we're muting the strings, we're controlling. It's not just, yeah. And also lifting the fingers off the fretboard to kill the chord, control it. Yeah. Good. And so for Layla, all we have again is the guitar on its own in the number 4 position, again bridge and middle, with this time we're going to put some gain on. Now with this particular guitar, I can drive that from the boost that's built into the guitar, but all you need is an overdrive pedal or something similar. And with this it's more about the hammer-ons. And let those chords ring out. Yeah, so. And again, all we're doing is digging into those strings. So using the power chords, muting and controlling the strings with the palm mute again, typical Clapton sort of thing. Otherwise it becomes, which kind of sounds good, it sounds cool, but it's too rocky. It's not. It's more controlled than that. There's a bit more finesse. So use the bridge, the muting to just keep it under control. Yeah, and again sliding the chords. So just use the slides. Again, focus on the bass notes and make sure that you keep the string under control with a little bit of palm muting as required. Have you ever loved a woman? So, there's a couple of ways of doing this. There's the real 24 nights clean kind of. Or you can dial a bit of gain in there. And again, whichever way you do it, there's, with his pentatonic stuff, there's a lot of slides. And also not just the step bends, but step and a half. So with that one, again, just dial in a bit of drive to taste, and you can really dig in as and when you want to, but without even touching the tone controls. Now you've gone from to so anywhere in between. Basically, neck pickup for that one, a tiny bit of drive, and lots of flexibility with how you attack the pick. So some gentle strokes, some fast passages, and some really deep. Okay, so you really want to mix it up for that, and that's the key to getting the Clapton approach to it. Wonderful Tonight is nice and simple, very clean, position 4 on the pickups there, and it is just really accuracy of bends that matters now. And we're sort of picking somewhere around the middle pickup position, nice and gentle. Just bringing that little stratty sound out, nothing too strong, nice and gentle. And that's all there is to it. Bad Love then has two main sounds to it. The first one is on the bridge pickup, and we're going to put some gain on for this, because you can hear that without it, yeah, it's kind of lacking a little bit, but it does show that groove. Put some gain on, either an overdrive pedal or just some boosters I've got built into this guitar. But then what he also does is accentuates it with a wah pedal, and this is very much kind of using the wah in sync with each of the notes. So I'll just show you that now. So it's using more or less one stroke or half stroke of the wah for each note. So you've got. And also in between that, a common theme you may have noticed already is a lot of the palm mutes. So if it were really loose, you end up with, and I'll turn everything off here except the volume so you can hear it. If you just go, all sounds very very samey. So if you do that whole kind of palm mute syncopation, then you've got a lot more, you can accentuate each of those notes, makes it much more interesting. And the second part of the sort of bridge, if you like, on that song is again quite a clean sound with the neck pickup, and you've got that. Now it's actually such a clean sound that you do and can hear the fret buzz a little bit, which is kind of cool because that's the nature of the guitar. And on the record you can even hear that. So that one again, palm mutes. it starts to, you can see a common theme here where each of the notes are actually sort of started and stopped and controlled using both hands, not just yeah. So that's one of the ways that he attacks that part of the song. So hopefully that will help. Before You Accuse Me can be done one of a couple of ways. You've got a very clean kind of or you can really go for it, put the neck pick on, neck pick up, dial in some drive, or even put some wah. And then you're into the so there's, with Clapton's blues playing, there's lots of nice open. So there's some slow open slides. So we can do yep, so the take home thing for Lay Down Sally, position 4, clean guitar, a little bit of reverb, palm mutes, get into that groove. And that's all there is to that one. The trick is to be loose but still be disciplined. Get the structure, but keep it relaxed, keep it loose. So that's Lay Down Sally. So here's the guitar that I've been using for the video. It's an Eric Clapton signature Stratocaster from 1988. Now this one's got the lace sensor pickups in it, which are low noise, but any Stratocaster will do really. This one has got the mid boost on a dialed in there. Now that's equivalent to having a gain pedal, if you like. It basically pushes the front end of the amp, so that's what I get my boost from. But of course you are welcome to just use an overdrive pedal to get the same kind of effect. The chorus pedal is an old Boss CE2, and it's set with rate at about 50%, and depth is probably about 2 o'clock to give that rich 1980s kind of sound. And the wah pedal is an MC404. Whilst it does have twin phasals and boosts and various other things, the switches on it, I'm using it purely as a nice and simple old school wah pedal today, so there's no extra drive or boost or anything employed, or no extra gain. just using it as a regular wah pedal, just as you would buy a basic Crybaby, for example. And the amplifier I've been using for this video is a Blackstar Artisan 10 AE. It's only a little sort of practice amp really. It's a Class A amp, and it's basically, you can see the volume is barely on, even though it's only a 10-watt amp. This is literally just been giving you a little sort of living room overview for this video. So there she is. My advice really would be to spend your money on a decent guitar and amp if you can, and concentrate on getting a good clean tone, and bring in effects as and when you need them. That would be my advice. So there you have it, an overview of Eric Clapton's guitar playing style, which can be adapted to your own experience and budget depending on what pedals you wish to buy or how many you wish to use. Hopefully it's been of some use to you. So go ahead, start practicing now, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video if indeed you did, and consider subscribing for more updates to come soon. Thanks again for watching. Goodbye.